Off the sauce and I'm geeked up. Don't come with that weak stuff. Marshawn, I'm in beast mode. I'm a G nigga, live the G code. Off the sauce and I'm geeked up. Don't come with that weak stuff. Marshawn, I'm in beast mode. I'm a G nigga, live the G code. Nickelodeon, I'm all that.
Hey, City Brothers podcast. Where we at?
We in home of the players and pimps.
That's where we at. From the home of the players
and or pimps.
I am Space City Walt, the Space City's dynamic mercenary. And
I am Henny Pendergrass, the kid with the Henny. I don't have any on me right now, but you know, times is hard. You know, sometimes the Henny supply get a little bit low, but you always bounce back.
Shut your broke ass up.
I'm broke. I need money.
Yeah, so fucking sponsor us. We got a Patreon, Space City Brothers. We got a. Do we have a PayPal?
No, we're gonna get one.
Well, the PayPal is gonna be called Space City Brothers. Follow us on Twitter, SoundCloud, Google Play, iTunes, Stitcher,
Apple. You already said
iTunes.
Yeah, shit. Hopefully Spotify eventually.
We RSS into all that shit.
Yes.
I actually found that, being that I have an Android phone, that the Google Play kind of is more handy than SoundCloud for listening to podcasts, because with SoundCloud, sometimes if you like pause a podcast for like more than a couple minutes,
that bitch will restart,
or it won't pick up.
Oh, like
if I listen to a podcast in my car and then I turn off through Bluetooth and then I get out the car and try to put on headphones when I go into work, it won't pick it back up unless I go back to the original place I started to play it and then click on it again, and then it'll resume. Yeah. Google Play, I just turn off, turn back on, do whatever, and it stays on the same spot.
Thing. I had the same problem with iTunes. Like if I like change connections, like if I go from Wi-Fi to just regular data, it'll drop the whole like podcast like app. Like the whole app won't work. And then if I'm using it and I'm trying to go back to like a certain point in the podcast, it'll skip to the previous podcast, and then when I have to come back to it, it will start the whole podcast all over again.
Yeah, I found Google Play.
I might have to get Google Play
Android.
For that shit.
It's been much a little more usable. And then sometimes, like I listen to a lot of the Ringers podcasts. Yeah. Sometimes they upload it to Google Play but not SoundCloud. Yeah. And then sometimes it's vice versa, where it'll be on SoundCloud but not Google Play.
Google Play. Like
their college basketball podcast, they've been doing basically daily. Every day that's their game. Yeah. And all of them were up on Google Play, and they just now like went back and uploaded them to SoundCloud. So it's like, okay, well, so it's basically I'm using both, but whichever has happens. It first.
The episode first, yeah.
All right, so I had the idea because it's March Madness.
Yes.
Non-future, because he's trash. And there's some strange team names in the NCAA tournament. So I had the idea of making fun of them, including NBA and NFL teams. We're gonna jump right into it. Let's start with the National Football League. So basically, my idea is what team names make sense and what team names are just stupid. Because some of them are really stupid. So let me unprofessionally move the laptop. You know what? I'm just going to cut this part out. So, I'm on Wikipedia. First one is the Buffalo Bills.
What the fuck is a bill? Like, what is that? What is?
You know what? That's a good question.
What the fuck do they mean by the Buffalo Bills?
I was definitely gonna let that one fly because it's like Buffalo and their logo is a buffalo.
It's a buffalo,
but Buffalo is the city.
Buffalo is the city, yeah. But the name is the Bills. But you have to say it though. You have to say the whole name. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm rooting for the Bills." You rooting for the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. That's the only team like that. You can't, any other team, you I'm rooting for the Chargers, or I'm rooting for the Texans, or I'm rooting for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, we're not there yet.
Well, you say I'm rooting for the Cowboys, but no one says I'm rooting for the Bills. I'm rooting for the Buffalo.
I'm rooting.
Wasn't the serial killer in Silence of the Lamb named Buffalo Bills?
Yeah, that guy.
Why
Buffalo Bill.
are they named after Buffalo Bills?
Hold on, I just closed the page.
Buffalo is named after Buffalo Bills. There's something wrong with that.
They started their first season in the AFL was in 1960, so that was before Silence of the Lambs.
Okay, were they still named Buffalo Bills? Is it named after a cowboy?
History. The Bills began.
It's probably named after a fucking cowboy.
The Bills uniforms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they just chose that and just went because the AFL was pretty weird. So,
bro, but that's such an obscure name.
So Buffalo Bills, Wack.
Whack as fuck. Like, of all names, I think the Texans is a whack ass name.
Wait, come on, guys.
I'm sorry. I can't get over it. Where does
Stay
Bill
on
come
task.
from, though? I just want to know who. I want to ask the owner, what the fuck were you thinking when you made?
I could not find the information.
The Buffalo Bills.
So
Are they named after somebody?
I can't find where.
Are they named after multiple people named Bill?
Let's see name.
It's gonna be like the Lakers.
They were the Bisons in like the 20s, and
that still doesn't help.
It says following the Indians Tigers of the early 1940s, and an earlier team named the Bills, originally the Bisons in the late 1940s.
That does not explain anything. It was Bisons and now it's Bills. That still doesn't explain.
Okay, it was the winning choice was the Bills, which was a play on the name of the famous Wild West showman Buffalo Bill Cody.
I knew they were gonna name that the fucking cowboy.
So it still sucks.
That still sucks.
Thumbs down. Miami Dolphins.
Miami, water, Dolphins. That's not bad.
And you could probably just go to Miami right now and ride on a dolphin.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Unless it's like some SeaWorld shit. Then.
That's a weak ass name.
Unless it's some SeaWorld shit, then shut it down.
Yeah.
New England Patriots. Yeah, that's pretty much a layup. New York Jets. That's horrible. Because nothing about their actual team.
New York says Jets.
Nothing about their actual team has like a jet or a plane or anything like that.
What's the logo? Isn't it just the name in the middle of like a circle or some shit?
I see nothing. It's just like a oval that says NY Jets with a football.
Really, the whole New York scene is very weird. You have the Yankees. You have the Mets.
Apparently,
the fucking Knicks.
So they were on before. I think they were the Titans before, it looks like, and then a 5-man syndicate headed by Sonny Werblin saved the team from certain bankruptcy, purchasing the lowly Titans for $1 million. Werblin renamed the team the New York Jets since the team would play in Shea Stadium near LaGuardia Airport. The new name was intended to reflect the modern approach of the team. Whack.
No, that's trash.
That is whack.
That's trash. It's because you were next to the airport. You named it,
and you
Jets.
wanted to sound modern. Yeah,
get the fuck out of here.
Whack.
That's trash. That's a bad team name. Sorry, team.
Baltimore Ravens. It's an animal. I can accept it. Cincinnati Bengals. Animal. I can accept it.
Nothing about Cincinnati says Bengals.
Yeah, but you need an animal name. So
I mean, they could have just said Tigers.
You needed something you could hold on to. There's a lot of, but see, there's a lot of Tigers in like college. So you don't necessarily want to be the same as college. It's like I can name you 3 for sure teams that are already Tigers.
I can name you 4.
I can name you 4.
Eagles.
TSU, Cincinnati. No, I'm getting confused. TSU. Damn, I lost my train. TSU,
LSU, yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah.
And Clemson.
Yeah. Clemson is Tigers.
So there's already 4 schools with Tigers.
He's gonna be different and call them a different name.
Just Bengals, pick a different animal. Cleveland Browns. Absolute trash.
Okay, just the color. Cool.
No, absolute trash.
Where does that name come from? Where does that name come from? I just I'm trying to think where would is it because there's a lot of niggas on the team?
I'm trying to find it.
And that's what it says on the Wikipedia. It's because there's a lot of niggas on the team.
I'm trying to find it. I do not see where the name
was
came
racist, and I am sorry.
I think
It's because it's because there's a lot of niggas.
Okay,
on
the name of the team was at first left up to Paul Brown, who rejected calls for it to be christened the Browns. The franchise local newspaper then held a naming contest,
and everybody chose the Browns.
And somebody selected Panther after a failed AFL, which only lasted. It was unclear whether the Panthers was the highest vote getter. Something. Who died, had the rights to the name. Jones apparently demanded several $1,000s from the new franchise holder for the using to reopen the contest and selected the so Arthur McBride refused to pay, reopened the contest and selected the Browns name for his team. At this point, Paul Brown bowed to popular sentiment and agreed to the Browns name. Okay. So it's named after a person.
That's cool.
It's still a trash name.
It's still an awful name.
Thumbs down. Pittsburgh.
It's like almost like a slave name. You're a Browns player. That's a slave name. They're slaves on a plantation. They just happen to wear pads and get paid millions of dollars.
It's just a stupid name.
But I'm just saying,
that's a whack name.
They're brown. What's their logo?
I don't think they have a logo.
That's weird.
I think their logo is just like the orange football helmet. The logo is just an orange football helmet.
Do they even have any brown on them?
Yeah, it's like brown stripes, and then they have like a brown version of their jersey.
Brown is an ugly color. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's a whack name. Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, Steelers is not a concrete thing. I'm mad I just said that. Steelers is not a tangible concept. It's a little more abstract. Because it's not, you don't just look at something and be like, oh, that's a Steeler.
I mean, doesn't it have to do with like the actual steel mill?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of
like the Green Bay Packers was.
Hold on. You're getting ahead of us.
Getting ahead.
You can't mention other teams.
Sorry.
In it. You get ahead of us.
I'm splintering off.
We're going in order. We got to be organized for one podcast. For one goddamn podcast.
It's not what people want to see.
This is a concept.
Or hear.
Was it for like the steel mills? I don't remember. Let's see. What's the name?
I think so. Because I don't think, were they originally in Pittsburgh? I don't think they were originally in Pittsburgh.
They were the Pittsburgh Pirates. They joined the NFL as the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Oh, I guess they were.
And taking its original name from the baseball team as the same name as was common practice for NFL teams at the time.
That's whack.
So they were called the Rooney Man.
What the fuck is a Rooney Man?
I think that's the guy who bought the team. Owned by Art Rooney.
Okay.
That was the one who picked Pittsburgh Pirates.
Another slave name.
The ownership of the Steelers. No, never mind. That doesn't explain the name. It just says the Pirates renamed themselves to the Steelers.
And so it doesn't explain why. Did the dude who owned that bought them, did he have own steel mills or some shit?
Maybe.
I've never been to a steel mill.
Good thing.
We have a shitload of them out here though, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's all them factories off in where them hoes at? They over there by
Can you not make that sound into the mic?
I'm trying to think.
Disgusting.
I'm trying to think. Oh fuck, what's that? Where they at? They over there by that other beach, not Galveston, but the other one. Like, I can see the place in my head, but I can't think of the name.
I cannot find where they decided to change their name to the Steelers. I'm gonna give that a thumb down. Houston Texans.
Hate that name.
Why do you hate it?
It just sounds so whack. I guess they could have just went with the space theme everybody else has.
That's foreshadowing, because I was gonna say every other team except for the Dynamo were a space theme.
Yeah.
And then we had that hockey. We had the Houston Arrows, but they didn't last.
But they were still kind of like aeronautics, you know what I'm saying, like airplane aeronautics, like high. You know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't fit the theme. Because we had the Astros, the Comets, and the Rockets. Those are very specifically space, not planes.
Yeah.
So Arrows doesn't fit. I don't think they even exist anymore.
Nah, they moved to Minnesota.
Oh, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck y'all.
They weren't even like a actual like an NHL team. They were like a
Like minor league?
minor league NHL team.
Oh,
they were like the training team.
Oh, well, that's why I couldn't find them on that one NHL game I had in like 1995.
Yeah, they were. Yeah.
I used to just play with the Anaheim Ducks only.
Bro, that's like who was the team you gonna play for?
It was either the Ducks or the Stars.
When I was a kid, yeah, before I knew what other hockey teams was, you always played.
I still don't know. I just know. I know there's Penguins. I know there's Canucks.
That sounds racist.
Moving on. Indianapolis Colts.
After the horse, or after I think it's after the horse.
Yeah, because their logo is a horseshoe.
Yeah, it's after the horse. That makes sense.
It makes sense. It's a little lame. It's not bad. It's not that cool, but it's not egregious.
Nah, it's not egregious.
So
it's not like it's very average.
It's not the fucking Browns.
Yeah, fucking racist ass.
Jacksonville Jaguars. That was probably.
It's probably the hardest team with the ugliest colors.
They were expansion team because they're 1995. So
damn, they just came about. Fuck.
I'll let them get away with it. It's kind of like they probably just had like a dartboard just full of like animal names, and that's the one they hit. I almost read this as Cougars. I can't. Tennessee Titans.
They don't exist no more.
What?
I don't think the Titans exist no more. They
do.
Oh no, I'm thinking of St. Louis.
You thinking the Rams?
Yeah, I'm thinking
which
of
we're
the
not there
Rams.
yet.
Yeah.
Tennessee Titans. It's kind of whack. Yeah, that's a whack name.
It's not a bad name.
Yeah, but it's not.
Remember the Titans.
No, but see, that's a high school team. So
Still.
No, see, with a high school team, there's like millions of repetitive names, so you just kind of pick one. Like we were the Hurricanes, which is dope to say. Like, oh yeah, I was a Hurricane. Like it sounds cool, but it's like I'm a pattern of weather.
But you're the strongest pattern of weather.
Not necessarily.
It's like thunderstorm. There's lightning storm.
There's tsunamis. There's earthquakes.
But that's not weather, nigga. That's
volcanic
just
eruption.
Those aren't
is
weather. Tsunami, but it's basically a tsunami is a hurricane.
No, very different.
Oh, you talk. The tsunami is the fucking wave. That don't count.
Yeah,
that's not weather.
It's a giant wave
that's not weather, nigga.
That is weather.
That's not weather.
That's
An
weather.
earthquake isn't weather.
Yeah,
it's a fucking
fucking tornadoes. Fucking
tornadoes not
gale.
stronger than a hurricane.
It depends.
No.
A tornado can lift my house up right now.
A hurricane can blow your house over where it stands.
Clearly not. Harvey, Rita, Ike, you punk ass niggas, run up.
Those don't count because they was like
they all count.
Nah, Harvey doesn't count. Harvey didn't. Yeah, Harvey counted for the north side. North side always gets fucked up.
Harvey 100% counted. It ruined our podcast.
It did ruin our podcast. It did.
So it
R.I.P. to Henry Rose podcast.
It 100% count.
That shut down our whole shit.
Ike hit Houston full on.
It did hit Houston full on.
Full on. We missed like a whole week and a half of school.
They fucked up the whole football season.
I mean, we still went to state, so not really.
Niggas is like, if we didn't have the hurricane and we played a regular season, y'all wouldn't have went to state. And I was like, we were the best team in the whole district, nigga. What did you talk? Who was gonna beat us? We was beating niggas by 40 points a game. We would have ran through everybody.
We killed Dallas by like 40 on homecoming.
So it's like no.
And then we were still the best team after the hurricane.
Yeah, I'm saying like in our district alone, we fucking wrecked everybody. There's not one team that could beat us.
Didn't we wreck everybody the year before?
Yes, like every year. Before when we graduated, only 1 year before that, 2005, our freshman year, they didn't make it to the playoffs. They was like 4th or 5th in the district. I remember this shit because I was like, that's when their old coach had left and Coach Johnson had came.
So Titans, Wack name. Y'all niggas' name is Wack. It's not even
It's
a concrete. I mean, it's concrete, but
like
it's
it.
like you can't. How you?
I just
gonna
hate
pick,
the colors.
How you gonna pick a single Titan? Like it's trash.
It's just all the Titans.
No, their name. Is
I feel
trash.
like they colors don't match their name. Like if the Titan to me is like a dark color, that shit bright and lovely and it's like autumn
So
gray.
they should have the colors of the Browns.
No,
Yes.
no one should ever have colors of the Browns.
Orange
Awful
and-
ass.
orange
That's such
and
an
brown.
awkward. Who the fuck
It's
picked
just
color
sad.
scheme? That's
It's just sad.
That's why Cincinnati is trash now.
I actually kind of like.
Cleveland.
I kind of like the Houston Texans because if
I don't like
anything,
that
we
name.
should have been like if we had to not be a space theme, we should have been on the Cowboy theme. But the Cowboys already exist, so
But that's still. I mean, you can still say Texas and Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? It's interchangeable. I feel like they only did that just so niggas who like the Cowboys will like the Texans too.
no, we want to steal. They want to steal them.
I mean, well,
You got to pick one or the other. You can't like both.
oh yeah,
That's the thing.
But, like-
but
and I
here's
hate the
thing.
color scheme.
Like if we were the Houston Cowboys, it would have been like that much more like dope with the same colors. And we probably could have just been the Bulls, Houston Bulls.
I mean, that would have made
sound
more.
as cool.
That would have made more sense. You Bulls, they love to
got the
do that.
rodeo
They love
and
that
shit.
Bulls on Parade song and shit.
Yeah, we probably should just
and the
straight up.
mascot's a fucking bull.
We should just straight up been the Bulls.
Oh, we should have
I
just
think-
kept going with the space theme.
I think
the Houston
I think
Astronauts
the
or some
NFL
shit.
and NBA try to avoid having the same names
The NFL and NBA. Well, that makes sense because
because
like,
there's the Chicago Bulls and stuff.
nah.
I think they might have tried to avoid having the same name as an NBA team. That might have been it.
Then you could have called yourselves the Taurus or Toros or whatever the fuck.
Man, that's whack.
Houston Toros.
That's whack.
Houston. Oh, I was gonna say Houston Longhorns.
All
but
right, Denver Broncos. That's
like that.
acceptable.
I hate their color scheme though.
Kansas City Chiefs.
That's racist.
I'm not sure if it's.
No, that's racist.
I'm not sure if that one specifically is still racist.
That's racist.
Because it's like a chief is a little
It
a little more general than Redskins.
No, but then you look at the logo, it's like,
It's just an arrowhead. It's not.
yeah, that's racist.
No, it's just
Yes,
an
no,
arrowhead.
that's
It's just
racist.
an object. It's not a whole caricature.
Because niggas is just out here using arrowheads and shit.
I mean, if it's
No.
okay,
No.
we're just
Don't
gonna,
even try
We're
to-
just gonna
don't try
have
to
to agree.
justify it.
We're just the Space City Brothers podcast is gonna have to agree to disagree on this one.
That's why
I don't think this
you're gonna
specific
get tomahawked
team.
in your sleep tonight.
I don't think
You're
this
gonna leave
specific.
me like
Nah,
bread and milk and corn.
my great grandmother was Cherokee, so I'm straight. Yeah, bitch.
Maybe some Blackhawks will come and take offense. I don't know. I
Are
don't know how.
is Blackhawks racist? No, we're not getting that.
I feel like if you use like actual people's like title, like if they had like the Minnesota niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like they use people's actual tribe, that's kind of racist. Like if you had the Minnesota Kenyans.
Wait,
you'd be
you
like,
saying
what the
using their
fuck?
tribe is racist?
Yeah, using that tribe name. If you're using a tribe name, but you're not paying them for that
Yeah,
name.
but Chiefs is not a specific tribe. It's a title.
But it's
so
still
you can
like-
have a chief. You can have a chief, whatever. It's a title.
Okay,
and
yeah,
they're
but-
using
but-
the Native American.
But when they
thing,
use the
but-
arrowhead, you pretty much alluded to, yeah, we're talking about Native Americans.
Yeah, they're called Chiefs
Yeah,
in Kansas City.
yeah,
That's what motherfucking Native Americans were. It's
yeah.
not,
That's what I'm saying.
it's not
So
like
it's
they're
still
the
kind of racist.
Redskins. They're not a slur.
And niggas still.
Motherfuckers defend that shit to death.
To
But we're
the
not there yet.
death.
We're not there yet.
Oh my god.
So we're split on the Chiefs.
I think it's racist.
The Chargers.
If you're Native
Wack.
American, let us know.
Yeah, email us at spacecitybrothers@gmail.com.
Let us know what
let
you
us
think.
know, or tweet us because we have not gotten a single tweet. At us.
That's
We have not gotten a
between
tweet.
us.
We have not. We have neither gotten a tweet nor an email. I said on like episode 2 for Aaron to tweet at us or holler at us. He still hasn't, so I know he doesn't listen to this podcast.
We're gonna at that nigga and be like, listen to the podcast this week.
Listen to all the weeks, you fuckhead. Los Angeles Chargers. That is whack. That's
whack.
not an object. It's not an idea. It's
They not San Diego no more?
no. They moved to L.A.
Why does LA get all these goddamn teams?
I have no idea, and people don't go to the games either. As you go,
bro, LA's not gonna go to none of your games unless you like the Lakers.
Go back and listen to Bill Simmons' podcast last summer, and then like halfway through the season, like people don't. It's like the team that they play is who goes to the games. Like they play the Dolphins, it's 1 million Dolphins fans.
Bro. But that's just how LA is. If you're not a winning ass team, they don't want nothing to do with you.
Really, the only team they're full on behind are the Dodgers and the Lakers.
That's it. Yeah, because they're known winners. Like,
but see, everybody else, and then like they basically bought 2 teams and stuffed them into LA.
Pretty much,
and nobody cares.
Or
so
2 teams moved to LA.
Chargers, whack. Oakland Raiders, I can accept it.
Yeah, even though it makes no sense, but Oakland makes no sense, so you just leave it alone.
What do you mean?
Oakland Raiders, like the Raiders, like the Viking Raiders.
I don't think there's Vikings. I think they're more like Pirates.
I thought there was more like. Oh no, it is a pirate because he has an eye. Well, shit, you can be a.
Anybody can have an eye patch.
Yeah.
I really have no argument against the Raiders. I'm just gonna let it cook.
Because it's from Oakland. You can't say too much shit about Oakland.
Nigga, fuck Oakland. I'm not going there. But,
yeah, now.
I had never any intention to go to Oakland, but I don't know.
I'm just gonna set you up like they set up Biggie. Be calling you for $1 million job interview. You go down there, and niggas gonna be surrounding your Uber. What was that shit you was talking about on that podcast, bro?
They can talk all they want. Their team is leaving.
Oh, true.
Their team is about to leave again,
hey, bro, and go to L.A.
Go to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
So their team is about to leave for the second time.
I bet that's gonna be like, that's either gonna be the best team in the league or the most destructive team in the league. I guarantee you within the first few years
there's no telling.
Someone's gonna have killed a hooker. Someone's gonna be.
How you know that hasn't? I'm pretty sure that's happened already.
I'm talking about just in LA, just in Las Vegas. It's gonna be like multiple people who's killed hookers.
They do that now.
It's gonna be ridiculous amount of drugs.
They do that now.
Niggas gonna be filling drug tests. Thomas Hansen got caught with
they do
cocaine
that now.
in his system.
They do that now.
Just, I think it's gonna be like amplified by 20 in Las Vegas.
Just wait till the month of. I'm gonna say June. Wait till the month of June. It's just gonna be people getting in trouble one after another. Dallas Cowboys. It's tangible. It makes sense.
But still, fuck them because Dallas.
Fuck Dallas, but the name makes sense.
What you look back for?
No, I was like, got to chill on my stomach. 'Cause my AC points like directly here from my vent, so I'm like feeling it straight at my back. New York Giants, whack. Giant what? Giant
assholes.
Giant trees. Giant buildings.
Giant.
Their logo is just the letters NY.
They should put the Twin Towers.
So the team was incorporated as the New York National Football League Company in 1929.
What
they changed. That's so weird.
Who the fuck is gonna say that whole ass name?
I mean, that was 1929, and they changed to the New York Football Giants.
That's still a long ass name.
Oh, because they were they had the baseball team.
The San Francisco Giants,
and they moved to San Francisco, but they kept the football team name. Still whack. New York Giants, whack ass name. Yes. Trash team. All they got is dancing Odell Beckham. Eli is over the hill.
They're like a trash team. They'll get the wild card and then like go against the Patriots and beat them in the Super Bowl. That's just they'll be like a 5-5 team and just win the Super Bowl for no reason
because their defense is so mean.
Yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles make sense.
Philadelphia is like I could care less about them winning the Super Bowl. Like they could go up against anybody. Like it could have been like,
you know, I'm okay with you hating on them.
I like this. I don't know why. I mean, I'm not even hating on them. I'm just, that's what I mean. Like I feel nothing for them winning the Super. Like I
feel nothing too because I don't care about football. But it was interesting. It's an interesting game.
No, I wouldn't even like. I was like,
shout out to LeGarrette Blount. He won me all my money. Gronkowski gave me nothing. Tom Brady gave me nothing. Joey Dorsett gave me nothing. Tried to bid on the Patriots after halftime when the money line was plus 115. Still got nothing. So
let me tell you about my first time betting, bro. I'll tell you about my first time. After this, I'll tell you about my first time betting. I just bet it.
I just don't care.
Bro, I just bet it though, bro. I lost all my money.
I don't care. That's how it goes. Washington Yeah, I'm gonna skip that.
Oh no,
I'm not even
no,
gonna
we
dignify
talk
that. Chicago Bears.
racist ass Redskins, and then they have the nerve to have red jerseys.
Are there bears in Chicago? Or in the state of Illinois? Are there bears in Illinois?
Better question: do black people give a fuck about the Bears?
Yeah. So
Like the niggas on the south side of Chicago care about the Bears.
maybe. So I bought this watermelon water from HEB just because I saw it. So we're gonna try this. That's not good.
Bro, I bought this
This tastes like a watermelon that wasn't sweet,
and they just put it. Bro,
and now it's a liquid. Ugh, this is bad.
I bought this probiotic. I don't know why. I bought this probiotic soda. It was cola, right? So I'm like, maybe the soda tastes good. So I try it, nigga. It tasted like cola.
Boy, is that nasty.
That was like run through a sock. And then drained into this bottle. It was so nasty. I just poured I took 2 sips and was like, nah. Poured the rest of that shit out on the street. I was like, this is for the streets to have.
I thought this was going to be dope. It is not.
Street beverage.
We got
You got that from the health section?
Nah, just from produce. Because I was trying to see if they had like a parfait or something.
Yeah.
Because
You like parfait?
we don't have any breakfast food and we don't have any milk. So I making runs and I tried to grab some breakfast food. I just went to the fruit. Detroit Lions. There's a lion. It's an animal. I mean, kind of doesn't make sense for Detroit, but you know, you pick a team name in like 1930 something and you just leave it.
Just go with it. Back when seeing lions was like a special thing and shit.
Yeah. What the fuck are the Green Bay Packers?
Okay, so
what the hell is that? Explain that.
Green Bay. What's even better is the city of Green Bay owns the they own the Green Bay Packers. That's even better. But the Packers,
What you mean?
They own the team.
The city owns the team.
Mm-hmm.
How
like
does
the
that
people
work?
own the team. They just bought the team. I think they were getting ready to leave, and they bought the team or something like that. So the city of Green Bay owns the Green Bay Packers. That's why they so cutthroat for them niggas. But I think the Packers had to do with this packing company, like shipping company. Hold on, let me double check.
Okay, I see community ownership. The Packers are the only community-owned franchise in American, rather than being a property of an individual, partnership, or corporate entity. They are held in 2014 by 360,584 stockholders. No one's allowed to hold more than 200,000 shares, or approximately 4% of the 5 million shares currently outstanding.
Yep.
So it's just owned by a bunch of people.
It's owned by the city.
That's interesting.
That's crazy, right?
All right, now where did this name came from? Because it's Wack.
Okay, the Packers are the last of the small town teams which were common in the NFL during the 20s and the 30s. Founded in 1919 by Earl Curley.
So you're just reading the Wikipedia that I already have open.
Yes.
Okay, that doesn't explain the name.
It comes from
oh, here we go.
The name,
nickname.
I think it was a company.
Oh, okay. It was solicited funds. So the team founder Curly Lambeau solicited funds from his employer, the Indian Packing Company.
Yeah.
He was given $500 for uniforms and equipment in return for being named for a sponsor.
Yeah.
What is the Indian Packing Company?
I think it's a shipping company
That was involved in the canned meat industry and was organized in Delaware in 1919.
That's where it comes from. I want to know why.
Well, name is still trash.
Do they have a logo? It's probably a piece of cheese.
Green Bay Packers is just a G.
Oh.
NFL logos are just whack. A lot of them are just like a letter. Unless you're Cleveland, then it's a fucking orange helmet.
That's it.
Minnesota Vikings.
That's the hardest name in the league.
You know what? I think that's good because everybody has a ideal image in their mind of what a Viking is.
Yeah.
A guy with big horns on his helmet, even though they didn't actually do that shit, and then he has like a blonde beard. Atlanta Falcons is a Falcon. Moving on. Carolina Panthers is a Panther. Moving on. New Orleans Saints.
Where does that name come from?
The name Saints is an allusion to November 1st being All Saints Day in the Catholic Church, New Orleans' large Catholic population, and the spiritual when the Saints go marching in, which is strongly associated with New Orleans and often sung by fans at the game. So it's basically about the Catholic Church.
I wonder if the Catholic Church backs them. They probably do, like low key. Like low key. I feel like the Catholic Church pays for the Saints in some way or another.
You know what? As the son of a Cajun person, I'm going out on a limb. I think the name is Wack.
That is kind of whack.
The name is Wack.
You're not allowed back in New Orleans now.
Fuck that. I'm Millie Rock on any block. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Another pirate name.
I mean, it's Pirates. Buccaneers doesn't. Yeah. Buccaneers is like when we're having fun, making fun of pirates. You kind of would say Buccaneer. It's not something I would say regularly.
No. Swashbuckling Buccaneers. I mean, yeah.
I'm 50-50 on that.
It's like a comical version of a pirate, basically. Which if you look at their logo, it's like a comical.
Because
like,
really, the only time
pirate.
I would think about using the word Buccaneer is referring to Tampa Bay.
I mean, I never, because I don't think about pirates that much.
Pirates of the Caribbean. And
fucking Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, the 2 Assassin's Creed games where you could use a boat,
which I hated both of them.
You ain't like Assassin's Creed 3?
Well, 3, yeah, up until you started having to fucking use that goddamn ship. You gotta use a ship in Assassin's Creed Origin too. There's like 2 boating missions. Oh, wow. I hate them so much. Well, I hate doing that boat shit. Ubisoft, do not put a boat in the next Assassin's Creed game. Leave that shit out. No one likes some fucking missions.
Okay, Arizona Cardinals.
Fuck that name. That's a stupid name.
It's a weak bird to choose.
Weak ass.
It's like a
weak ass state.
A 3-inch bird that's only like 4 ounces. They probably could have chose something better. Probably something more better. Something more reptilian or something.
Imagine somebody coming up. Oh, we're gonna be the Cardinals. Niggas
Los Angeles Rams. Who? So the Rams have been.
Rams is another weak ass name
in 3 different cities.
St. Louis. You know what's fucked up is the people at St. Louis still have to pay for the stadium. They're still paying for the Rams stadium, even though there's no team in there.
Yeah, because stadiums are expensive.
That's the reason why Oakland is leaving, because the people of Oakland was like, well, the mayor of Oakland was like, I'm not paying for another fucking stadium.
Yeah, the stadium is over. Yeah. Okay, here's how they chose the Rams.
That shit if you want. You're like Dallas. Did Dallas pay for their stadium?
So they were owned by Homer Marshman and player coach Damon Wetzel. Wetzel, who served as general manager, selected the Rams because his favorite college football team was the Fordham Rams from Fordham University, and they just stuck with the name.
So they are named. So they're named after their college team, yeah.
San Francisco 49ers. I have no idea where this comes from. Hold on. Burp coming. Okay, so the name 49ers comes from the prospectors who arrived in Northern Carolina in the 1849 Gold Rush. So it's basically like the 76ers. Were they in a different city before?
San Francisco 49ers?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So if they started in San Francisco, why are they named after people who were in North Carolina? Your name is fucking whack. Y'all niggas trash.
You're asking questions that niggas don't want to answer.
That's a stupid idea. We're going to be named after something that occurred on the exact opposite coast.
Side of the coast, yeah.
Y'all niggas trash,
bro. The fucking early century is just niggas just doing shit.
Just random name choices.
I like Cowboys. I'm gonna name these niggas the Cowboys.
Seattle I live in Seahawks. I mean, it's Texas. Cowboys make sense. 49ers. It didn't even occur on y'all side of the y'all side of the fucking Louisiana Purchase. Fuck out of here. And then the Seattle Seahawks. That's pretty regular.
They have to have the most like coherent. Well, not the most. Well, yeah,
it's just alliteration.
It's up there. Yeah,
it's just alliteration.
Seattle's like on the bay. Seahawks is a bird.
It just bounces well. It's just alliteration.
Dallas Cowboys.
All right, so now we're gonna get into the National Basketball Association. All right, Boston Celtics.
Seems racist.
Well, it's the whole Irish
Celtic
thing, yeah. Catholic shit. It makes sense. It's still a whack name.
I was thinking like, is the Boston accent a ugly Irish accent?
I guess it's derivative.
Yeah.
I don't know. Brooklyn Nets. Honestly, that name is whack. I mean,
Brooklyn is amazing. Nets is just like,
I mean, the name itself is fine. It's not a tangible thing.
No,
it's whack. Let's see.
Because we hit the bottom of the net. No, you don't.
Let's see,
bro. You can't reason with New York. None of their names make sense.
Well, they used to be they were New Jersey and the ABA.
Nets, yeah.
I'm trying to see where they got the name from.
Does New Jersey still have a team?
No.
Damn.
They moved from Brooklyn. Because they were the New Jersey Nets. And then they were the New Jersey Nets, and then they moved to Brooklyn. Renamed the franchise to the owner of the Nets franchise. They were the New Jersey Americans in 1967.
The
next year,
name.
He renamed the team to the New York Nets.
I hope he did. New Jersey Americans. Nothing about New Jersey says anything about America. All them fucking Italians down there.
If anything, it's exactly American trash.
Oh my god.
Nets names trash.
Trash.
Knicks were Knickerbockers.
Trash.
This was the first name. The first team name, I was like, we should make fun of this because they don't even call themselves the Knickerbockers anymore. The only
but
person
they kept the Knicks.
Only person who says that is like Clyde Drexler. It says Knickerbockers. Nobody else calls it that. And Knickerbockers are fucking pants.
Yeah, you're named after pants.
You're the New York Pants,
bro. Like I said, nothing in New York. None of the team names make any sense.
Philadelphia 76ers.
Where does that come from?
I think 76ers were like people from the Gold Rush.
Another Gold Rush team.
I keep typing names.
There was a gold of 1876.
The name comes from the signing. It's 1776. Comes on the signing of the Declaration of Independence. What?
Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth to co-star in a Men in Black spinoff. Sorry, I just saw that shit. I don't know how I feel.
When
about
I feel
that.
how I feel about it, they should just let that franchise be dead.
Spinoff of what? Was she? How are you going to?
Are they just unless it's okay? If they don't do like J and K, and they're just already agents that are just dealing with shit, I'm okay with it.
They should be,
if it's just in the same universe. If they're gonna redo where one of them is like the street smart person that get found and whatever, then I'm off.
They should do like while like J and K is off doing all the shit, they should be like the people in the background to like the whole, you know what I'm saying, the whole Men in Black 3 series. I would watch that movie. It was just like these agents that have to clean up all the mess. Or they just
do their own things.
Yeah.
As long as they don't try to like copy the same dynamic.
No.
If they just
if they got two co-stars, they're definitely gonna copy that same dynamic.
No, like where Jay is like the street smart wisecracking.
Tessa Thompson's gonna be the sneak.
AK is just like the stone face, like I was only a week from retirement kind of guy. As long as they don't do that. If they're just two agents, if they're just two partners who just end up in shit also, I'm okay with it. As long as they don't try to do the exact same Will Smith, Tommy Lee dynamic.
They're definitely gonna do that. I 100% believe it.
I'm off
it's either Tessa Thompson's gonna be the street smart one or the opposite.
She's gonna be the by the book one.
Yeah, the by the book one, and then Chris Hemsworth's gonna be the street smart. Maybe he'll be the rookie, the new motherfucker. I can see him playing a rookie.
It's gonna be whack. Toronto Raptors. You know what?
That's a Jurassic Park theme. I actually read that shit. They named that team after the Jurassic Park. Well, the Jurassic Park movie inspired that team name.
Well, everybody know. Most people have an idea what a raptor is. They're fucking scary. I'm not scared of them, but if you think about it, it's like 5 of them motherfuckers that are like 6 feet tall.
What?
And like 200 something pounds.
One of them motherfuckers is fuck you up.
Nah,
they're like the wolves of the fucking dinosaur world.
Nah, they're probably like gators, where their muscles to close their mouth are stronger than the muscles to open their mouth. So you just
you got to get close.
You hold the mouth open. You just hold the mouth open. They can't do anything except for like kick you.
I mean, if the muscles to close their mouth are stronger than the ones that open it, when you keep it closed.
Whatever. I kill a raptor with my bare hands. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, whatever.
This ain't
nigga.
Jurassic Park. They're
Fucking
exaggerated on Jurassic Park. They're probably only like 4 feet tall.
Catch you in the arm with one of them
Fucking-
long ass claws.
I'll fucking drop kick a raptor. Fuck out of here. Chicago Bulls. Bulls make sense.
Yeah.
So you know
Chicago,
what a bull
not so
is.
much.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
The cavalry. That's the niggas
Yeah,
on
but
horse.
then that's a person, and then
Yeah.
that's a whole like old English chivalry thing. So no,
Yeah.
that name is Wack. Detroit Pistons. It makes sense for the city,
For the city, yeah.
but
The whole Motor City shit.
it's basically like a 20-pound object.
Yeah.
So yeah, that name is Wack.
But okay, wait. So
That name is Wack.
even Detroit didn't keep with the whole Motor City. Fuck, why? Like
What? What do you mean?
they like Detroit should have kept with the whole Motor. Where the Motor
Oh, you mean
City-
like the Lions?
the Lions? Don't
What-
they have a baseball team too? Detroit.
I don't know what's the name. Maybe the
Oh,
Tigers.
Detroit.
I think their
I
baseball
think,
team.
I think
is
it's the Tigers. Yeah, or at least kept it with the zoo theme. I don't know. depends on whoever
But you
came
know,
first.
baseball and football, they all have really old franchises.
Yeah,
so
so.
it was different. And the Pistons logo is like a horse, or it was a horse. So that's whack. Well, that would make sense saying Pistons, car, horsepower, but then horsepower is like an arbitrarily created measurement. Anyway.
Yeah. So
Do you know how horsepower was thought of?
I really did not think.
So it was a guy who worked at like a coal mine.
Oh,
and
you
they
can stop right there. I don't even care.
Hold on, let me finish.
I don't even
There's
care.
a guy who worked at a coal mine, and I think he wanted to like create a like a measurement for like the ability of a horse that I guess he called horsepower, and it was basically I think it was like a measurement of how far a horse could pull 1,000 pounds of coal in a minute or something like that. And that's how the measurement of horsepower. But he only had ponies, so he multiplied it by.
So you were just talking out of his ass.
He increased it like he multiplied where like a pony is 2/3 of a full size horse. From what he like the numbers he got. He considered that only 2/3 of a full size horse. So he considered a pony 2/3 the size of a full size
So this nigga
horse.
didn't even have horses.
No, he had ponies.
He had ponies, and he made up some fucking. Oh, pony is 2/3 of a
He
horse.
created like this extra random measurement that is now like a standard unit of measurement in cars. Like you say,
So horsepower isn't real. Just
No,
let y'all know.
it's not at all.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
at all.
shit.
When the last time you rode a fucking horse
It was like,
that
God.
pulled 1,000 pounds?
guy, wow, this horse has
Somebody was
0.72
like-
horsepower.
Somebody in fucking auto industry was like, "Ooh, buzzword."
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
How much can a horse pull? How far can a horse pull 1,000
Or
pounds?
it's like the force that this car generates is equivalent to 70 horses pulling 1,000 pounds of coal for 1 minute over 14 yards.
But in actuality, it's really ponies because I didn't really have horses at the
Then-
time.
See, no, but like actuality, that's actually 140 horses, 140
If you
ponies.
think about it, ponies are horses, but like,
They're only 2/3 of a full size horse. Such a stupid thing.
where did he get the other 1/3?
No
Did he
idea.
spot a smaller horse?
No
It's just
idea.
like this is
Maybe-
1/3.
maybe
These are 2/3.
Maybe he like took the average weight of a pony and it compared it to the average weight of a full size horse.
Bro, imagine if this is like actual science behind it. We're just belittling this nigga's whole life work.
Look,
It's like valid science, and we're just talking shit about it because it just makes no fucking sense.
that's why I'm not a car guy. Cause and look, that's why I'm not a car person. Because horsepower makes no fucking sense. Okay,
I wanna be the
Indiana
guy.
Pacers.
I want to be the guy in the
no, we're
room.
moving on past that.
I want to be the guy in the room when he comes and tells me this shit. Ted, are you back on the sauce again?
You need to leave those whippets alone. They're not good for
They're
you.
not good for you, Ted.
Have you been drinking? You've been drinking.
What kind of crackpot?
All right, Indiana Pacers.
Leave the Negro sticks alone.
Indiana Pacers. It makes sense.
What is a pacer? Like a pace car?
Yeah, is
What?
the team is named after Indiana's history of the Indianapolis 500 pace cars, and with the harness 500 pace cars, and with the harness racing industry. Oh, harness racing is when they have the little you know how they have the chariots on the horse.
Oh,
So harness racing is when it's like a chair. It's like a single chair strapped to a single horse, but it's not look at this picture. This is harness racing.
it's just
So it's like a single. It's basically like
that
a single,
stupid shit. That goofy ass shit.
Yeah, I think that's like how they kind of came up with the logo.
That's
so yeah, Indiana
stupid.
Pacers. Your name is Wack. It doesn't make sense. It's a dumb.
It's a
team
dumb
name.
profession and a dumb sport.
Milwaukee Bucks. You know, it's named after deer. Milwaukee probably has a whole lot of deer.
It has a shitload of deer.
Makes sense. Atlanta Hawks makes sense.
They're the only ones that kept with the bird thing.
Yeah, except for their baseball team is like the Angels or something.
Shit.
I don't know.
Who cares about baseball?
Nope, we're not doing baseball. Fuck y'all. Charlotte Hornets technically makes sense.
I thought they were the Bobcat. No,
they were the Bobcats.
they
and they
moved.
changed the name back to the Hornets.
Okay.
Miami Heat. Heat is a scientific measurement,
But
and it's an
Miami is
abstract
hot as shit.
Yeah, it's an abstract concept. So, I mean, it's a cool name, but mascot doesn't make sense. It's whack.
What's the mascot?
I don't know, and I don't care. They're fucking Heat. Orlando Magic. That's an expansion team.
Who cares?
And it's trash.
Their expansion team. Fuck them.
Washington Wizards.
That's gay.
Come on, guys. Sex positive.
Sorry. Sorry.
The name is.
That's whack.
I mean, technically, most
I'm
people
a
have.
wizard.
I mean, technically, most people. I mean, they used to be the Bullets.
Oh, they should have kept it the Bullets. I'm way more frightened by a bullet that John Wall shoots.
So apparently, Washington previously had a name. Washington, they relocated to Baltimore, Maryland, and became the Baltimore Bullets, taking the name from previous team of the same name. So who were? Oh, so that was an American Basketball League team that was called the Bullets.
Yeah,
and they were only around for like 4 years.
Didn't Jordan play for the Bullets?
He played for the Wizards, and they used the Bullets jersey.
Oh, okay. Because I have a Bulls Bullets jersey somewhere in my house.
Okay, so this is what happened. They were American Basketball League team. Then they were a Basketball Association of America team, and then they got absorbed into the NBA. And then the team folded in 1954. So the team basically was like, well, we're out of money. And then the Baltimore Bullets, that was like a Chicago team in the 60s.
Wow.
Then they changed it to the Bullets, and then they changed it to the Wizards in 1997. I mean, people kind of have an idea in their head of what a wizard is. It doesn't match anything that has to do with Washington, and they definitely should change that name. So they're trash.
That's such a lame name.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Get your Dungeons and Dragons head ass out of here.
Denver Nuggets.
That's why John Wall's so mad all the time.
Denver Nuggets.
Another Gold Rush thing.
It's a Gold Rush thing, but a nugget isn't a mascot. It's not a thing you can have a mascot for, so y'all are trash. Because I think their mascot is like a panther
prospector
or something.
He's a prospector.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I thought the Denver Nuggets mascot was a prospector.
No. Wikipedia page does not have mascot in it, so I win this argument. Minnesota Timberwolves makes sense. I wouldn't want to be lost in the woods in the state of Minnesota because I would probably be attacked by wolves.
By a timber wolf.
So yeah, and like the one YouTube page I follow, it's this dude who's in the military, and now he like raises dogs. Like
he raises wolves and shit.
No, well he breeds and raises like working dogs, so basically just like large dogs, and he feeds them raw. That was the thing I was telling you about, feeding your dog raw food.
Yeah.
But I think his oldest dog is like it's called a lichen shepherd, but it's basically like a really big. It's like a really big like all black German shepherd, and he's like raising those.
You might have to give me that name because I like that.
but it's like,
I wonder how much some dogs probably cost a fucking arm and 2 legs.
yeah. And they're like working dogs, so
Like-
but I guess he's like retired, so he doesn't I guess he doesn't like work
Have
a
them as
regular
many-
day. No,
yeah.
I just don't think he works a regular day job. He just raises them, and he has several, so he just like goes on. And then he was in the military, so he gets up at 5. He goes on like hikes through the woods every day, or he'll like ride his bike and have them to the bike and stuff. But they're very big dogs, but they're beautiful dogs.
It's like that one guy who had a shitload of pit bulls. Like, remember that really big pit bull, the Hulk or whatever they call him, like that huge one. I guess he bred them, and so he has like just a farm of just huge
Gigantic
fucking
dogs.
pit bulls just running around.
You know what? You could use those in like hog hunting.
Yeah,
Cause ooh, dang, a gang of dogs on like one big hog, and then you just go.
that's why nobody fucking likes like wild dogs are supposedly like way more dangerous than like wolves, and because wolves and all of them, they'll hunt for food. Wild dogs will hunt for, just for the fuck
They
of it.
just fuck you up because you in they turf.
Yeah, not even that, just because you're there, like
All
just
right.
for fun, they'll hunt you.
Oklahoma City Thunder, that's an expansion team.
Fuck them.
Portland Trail Blazers.
James Harden for MVP.
That is an abstract concept and therefore a stupid ass name. I think the NBA is kind of worse.
A lot of names don't make sense.
A lot of stuff is just like abstract things that you just accept. Utah Jazz, trash.
There's no Jazz in Utah.
They just refuse to change their name, and then now they have these like.
Weren't they the New Orleans Jazz at first?
Yeah, and they moved to Utah, and they just was like, I'm keeping the name. Fuck y'all.
Nothing about Utah says Jazz.
They need to get rid of that name.
Should be
They
the
should've-
Utah fucking Mormons.
That's all you got.
I couldn't remember the word for the niggas.
That's all you got.
Who have multiple women.
That's polygamous.
Polygamy, the new Utah polygamist.
You got-
I fucked up the joke.
You literally have nothing else any cleverer than the Mormons.
I couldn't think
Trash.
of polygamists.
Couldn't think of nothing about the desert or the mountains.
Fuck the desert and the mountain. That's the
but see,
that's the
here's
one
the
thing we
thing.
know about Utah.
Now
Fucking Mormons and polygamy.
Now they have this like hold on, let me go to the page. Now they have these gradient jerseys. Oh shit, they might not be on the weekly page. Where it's like yellow. It's like from yellow to like it goes from like yellow to black through red. So it's like yellow, orange, red, then like black. Mm-hmm. And then they have like
ugly as
a whole.
shit.
They have like a whole alternate floor.
And they just will not give up the Jazz.
Hold on, let me see if it's on here. No, I'm gonna look for it real quick. All right, here's that gradient jersey.
I kind of fuck with that.
No, hell no.
I kind of fuck with
Fuck
that.
out of here, nigga.
that's not
Shit
that
is
bad. I
whack.
like it.
That is whack.
I like it.
That is whack. And
I
then,
like it.
And then here's the arena floor. That's like an alternate arena floor they have.
That's ugly. What can you expect from a bunch of Mormons?
It says in their new Red Rock inspired uniform.
You know what's funny? My mom was watching like this show the other day. It's like a polygamous show.
I think either my mom or my sister was watching that.
Not the Sister Wives. This is
No, I'm saying either my mom or my. I know it's my mom was watching it. They were like one dude. One of them was like a dude who had like 3 wives, but he had one main wife, and she was the only one that was legally married to her. And they were trying to figure out, like when I went in her room, they were trying to figure out like what would their story be if people started asking them. Yeah, but I don't care. Golden State Warriors. They don't actually have a contract.
It's after the bridge.
Where the hell does Warriors come in at? Because their team is very light skinned, so.
You can't.
Oh no!
I mean, it seems
No! They were the Philadelphia Warriors before.
That still doesn't explain anything.
I guess if Philadelphia people thought of themselves as like warriors, you know, like during the Revolutionary, like
Nah.
New England has the Patriots, right? So and Philadelphia is all patriotic shit. So I guess they used to think that we were like warriors,
We're warriors
or something. I don't know.
Always trying to compete with New England, huh? Philadelphia.
Apparently they were named after the Philadelphia Warriors, who was an old American Basketball League team in like 1925. So let's see if there's a rabbit hole here. Name. Apparently the original name was also known as the Quakers. So I'm just gonna
just go ahead and get out of that one. just go ahead and leave that link.
Yeah, that was just trash.
Nothing good happens.
Golden State
when you
Warriors. Your team name is trash. Los Angeles Clippers. Now, a Clipper is a boat.
That was stupid.
They used to be they were originally the Buffalo Braves.
What the fuck is with Buffalo?
And then they moved to San Diego, California, and were named as the San Diego Clippers, which is a ship. So,
okay, I can understand San Diego.
It's all right. It's still a trash name because it's a fucking boat and it's not an actual thing that you can be. So, Clippers, you're trash. Clippers. Los Angeles Lakers, they were from Minneapolis and they moved to Los Angeles.
Lakes.
For the Lakes, trash.
And they kept the name. That's another team that just kept. There's no lakes in Los Angeles.
No.
That shows you how original LA is.
Yeah, they just buy everybody else's team,
and it just keeps the team the same.
It just keeps the team name. They have the Chargers and the Rams. Phoenix Suns. I mean, the sun is a real thing, but you can't be the sun. So your name is fucking stupid.
I guess I say the Phoenix because it's hot as fuck out there.
No, it's still stupid. They should have been the Phoenix Lizards or the Phoenix Snakes, Phoenix Vipers, Phoenix Rattlesnakes.
120 degrees on a Thursday.
The Phoenix Heat Stroke. Sacramento
dehydrations.
Sacramento Kings is the same problem I had with the Cavaliers. It's some old English shit that I do not give a fuck about. So your name is trash. Dallas Mavericks.
Horse. It keeps with the whole cowboy thing.
Is a Maverick a horse?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
My brother was a Maverick.
Actually, the league owners with the team's name coming from the 1957-1962 TV Western Maverick.
Nah, I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that. No, I won't hear no more. I refuse to believe it.
The name was chosen by the fans with 4,600 postcards received, beating the Wranglers and the Express. James Garner, who played James Garner, who played the namesake character,
what the fuck,
was hold on, listen. This James Gardner, who played the namesake character, was a member of the No, you're not listening. He was a member of the ownership group. So the dude who played
that lead character on the show
called Maverick was part of the ownership group. So he named the show after the character he played on television.
I was just close to giving Dallas some kind of break. I thought maybe they're the only sensible ones in the league. No, we're not. We're not going to be the sensible ones.
No, yeah, I think it's trash.
The Mavericks. You know, the horse. The Dallas Cowboys and Mavericks, and you have the Rangers. No.
I mean, it fits into the cowboy theme since it's
accidentally.
Named after, no, I mean it's on purpose. It's named after a cowboy show, but it's not
named after the cowboy horse, the animal.
No, Maverick was the character.
Yeah,
it's not the animal. It's just named after the guy who was named Maverick.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But you're named after a person.
Saw as the Browns.
But at least they're named after a real person. There's no nigga was walking around named Maverick. What the fuck?
Yeah, Dallas, y'all are still trash. All y'all got is the Cowboys.
They even more trash now that I know this shit.
Well, they're not making the playoffs. So doesn't matter. Houston
they don't deserve to make the playoffs with a name like that.
Houston Rockets makes absolute sense.
The best name ever.
Space, NASA, rocket. You know what a rocket is. You can see one. You can imagine one. Memphis Grizzlies. I'm pretty sure they don't have grizzly bears in Memphis. They were originally the Vancouver Grizzlies, which is in Canada. So Vancouver makes a lot of sense. Memphis y'all should have changed the fucking name, you lazy pieces of shit. New Orleans Pelicans. It's a really weird name.
That is a terrible name.
But it makes absolute sense if you've been in New Orleans and you've been by the water. Because a pelican will run up and try to steal your food.
No, I can't give them no passes. No,
Nah.
They should have changed their name to something musical or some dancey or something.
Motherfucking Utah won't give up the chance.
There's somebody waiting by the computer waiting for Utah to be like, oh, we're giving up the name.
You know what's weird about the Pelicans? So the guy who owned both the Pelicans and the Saints, like he owned both teams.
Damn.
And
That's a rich motherfucker.
remember how Hurricane Katrina, they had to play in Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
So he bought the team right after Katrina to make sure that the team didn't leave.
Okay, I feel that shit.
But the fact that he owned both, a lot of people think he might have neglected the basketball team, and then he changed the name to the Pelicans, which is not that cool to get behind. So,
I mean, New Orleans wasn't doing shit when the Saints was out here just killing everybody.
So I mean, the name's kind of weak, but it's logical, and we will stand behind it. San Antonio,
You'll stand behind it.
You will stand behind it, motherfucker. San Antonio Spurs. A Spurs is something you put on the back of a boot. I have no idea what they were actually used for. The name is Wack.
San Antonio is probably the only team in the league that does not deserve a basketball team simply because it's fucking San Antonio. Like,
I mean, small
no one
market.
thinks about Texas and thinks San Antonio.
I mean, if you think of NBA and you think about Texas, you think San Antonio after the Rockets, because the Rockets come first always. Let's see where this name came from. Well, they were the team. Let's see where the name came from. So they used to be the San Antonio Gunslingers.
That's a dope ass name.
They originally were the Dallas Chaparrals.
What the fuck is a chaparral?
Chaparral.
Chipotle's?
I have no idea what a chaparral is. Let's Google that. This is an exercise in discovery. A chaparral is a shrubland or heathland commonly found primarily in the U.S. state of California and the
This is why we don't like Dallas.
In the northern portion of Baja Peninsula, Mexico.
This is why we don't like Dallas.
So they were named after basically
a bush.
They were basically named after like an area of
bushes.
Wildlife. What the fuck?
This is why we don't like Dallas.
That was Dallas who was trying to name with that.
That's what I'm saying. This is why we don't like Dallas. This is you wonder why Houston people don't like Dallas people.
Stupid.
It's because of this shit right here.
So that was their original name, and that was their original name in the original version of the ABA. So they were in the ABA. They had a 41-37 record, and they lost to the New Orleans Buccaneers. The team suffered poor attendance and general disinterest in Dallas.
I wonder why.
In fact, during the 70-71 season, the name Dallas was dropped in favor of Texas in an attempt to make the team a regional one, playing games in Fort Worth as well as Lubbock, and that was a failure. And then they were sinking financially. Trying to see.
Damn, Serena, fuck.
So the team was moved to San Antonio and changed to the Gunslingers. However, before they even played the game, it's changed to the Spurs. Team name derived from a spur, a metal tool designed to be worn on the heels of cowboy boots for the purpose of controlling a horse's movement and direction.
That's a stupid thing to name your team after.
Yeah, it definitely is. Gunslingers would have been way cooler.
Would have been way. I guess you can't nowadays, but
I mean, you can't choose to be the Gunslingers in 2018 and 1970 something. Gunslingers would have been.
It would have been dope. They definitely would have had to change their name this year.
And they could have just kept their name as the Slingers or the Desperado or the.
I would have said the Desperados would have been a dope name. San Antonio Desperados.
Right. What's another cowboy type of name?
Buckaroos.
Nah, that's whack.
But now you gotta say it like Spanish. It's like vaquero or something like that. It means cowboy in Spanish, basically.
Well, that would definitely get them more Hispanic.
I mean, would have kept with a whole Hispanic theme. San Antonio.
Let's see, cowboy themed names.
Would have been like it's like vaquero. I can't say it because I can't roll my R's.
These are baby names. Oh, they could have been the Outlaws.
I would have been dope ass name.
Trying to see if there's any way to. Western. Let's look at Western slang. We're gonna rename the Spurs right now.
Spurs. Your name is no longer the Spurs. We give you a new name.
A lot of these things are kind of whack. A lot of these things are pretty kind of whack.
Outlaws. I like the Outlaws.
Yeah, Outlaws sounds dope.
The Bandits.
Bandits.
Train car robbers. I don't fucking know. The San Antonio Kids, like after Billy the Kid, since you know.
Nah, that's whack.
So we
that's
keep naming.
Whack. You just stop. Just stop right there. This page is just of slang, so it might not be the best choice.
I mean,
there's a lot of stuff they had that starts with the letter B.
I mean, shit. If Dallas can be named after a nigga on a TV show,
yeah, but
San Antonio can use fucking slang.
We strongly disapprove of that name. So. Oh damn, this is just one page. Okay, they just got like this giant page of like a giant library of
cowboy shit,
of cowboy slang. This is just the page of stuff that starts with B.
What does it say? Like name some shit.
It's just like random words or like one word. I just went to ask. There's saddle bomb, saddle stiff, saddle tramp,
San Antonio saddle tramp,
Salt Lick, Sand Hill, Sand, Santiago, Saphead, Sappy, Savages, Savagerous, Savannah, Sawdust, Sawdusty, Scad, Scalawag, San Antonio Scalawags. That is San Antonio's new name.
The Scalawags.
Somebody on Twitter let Shea Serrano know we're changing the name of the team. And yeah,
the San Antonio Scalawags.
And that's the NBA. Do you want to do the teams that are in the NCAA tournament?
Fuck it, why not? We about an hour into this bitch. Let's make this whole episode of just talking shit about names.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if there's an easier way to find the names written out. Trying to see if there's a wiki page.
While he's looking at that,
I'm definitely gonna cut this out though.
Shit I see on Twitter.
I just want to do the 32. I don't want to do the whole thing. Is this year?
The Carolina Panthers are being sold for $2.5 billion.
Oh, here we go.
Serena Williams was eliminated from the Miami Open. Come on, Serena.
Hey, chill. She just getting back.
Whatever.
These are the regions.
How you beat a bitch ass while you pregnant, but then after you get back?
Bro, while you pregnant, it's not the whole baby coming out of you. This is a whole different story. Damn, these aren't written out. Okay, I'm just going to end up cutting this part out. Cause I want the team names written out, like if they're the Tigers or the whatever. We might have to come back to that. You know what? We'll do. Fuck, I can't find it. Team names. I guess we'll just have to. I'm trying to see. I guess this is just a ranking of the team names, so we'll just go by that. Okay, so there's 4 teams called the Wildcats. So Villanova, Kansas State, Davidson, Kentucky, Arizona. So it's actually 5. So there's 5 teams that are the Wildcats. Syracuse, they're orange. It's just Syracuse orange.
Isn't the color orange?
Yeah, and their mascot is just a giant orange ball with a face and a Syracuse hat.
That is the dumbest.
That is fucking stupid
ever.
That is stupid as fuck.
Your kids are paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to your school, and this is the best.
Your mascot is orange.
This is what they gotta look forward to.
I'm an orange. Okay. So we got the Blackbirds, Bearcats, Eagles, the Tigers. It's funny. It's funny. These are the 4 teams we mentioned earlier that are the Tigers. Did we say Auburn? Oh, you were wrong about Auburn.
Yeah,
They're
I was
Tigers.
wrong. Auburn is the War Eagles.
Auburn is Tigers, nigga.
Auburn's is Tigers too. Then who's the War Eagles?
Yeah, you were straight up wrong. I knew it was Auburn. You had me because Auburn played Clemson. They got smacked.
So I was right.
No, you were wrong.
I was right earlier. And then I changed it and said they were the War Eagles.
Well, you were wrong.
Who's the War Eagles?
Georgia State Panthers, Penn State Quakers. That is whack.
Anything named after the Quakers is past like Illuminati ties.
They're whack. Providence are the Friars.
Of what?
Like, I guess Friar Tuck or some shit. It's FRIAR.
That's whack.
And look at them. Look at that. This is what they decided that their mascot was going to be.
Creepy ass shit out of here. Yo, get the fuck. Y'all niggas don't deserve to be in the tournament.
The Loyola Chicago were the Ramblers.
Who the fuck comes up with these names?
So that year, in 1962, a more informal but much more binding process finally gave Loyola teams their nickname, Ramblers. That year, the football team traveled extensively across the United States, rambling from place to place for games, thus earning the nickname Ramblers. Whack. Lipscomb is the Bisons. I mean, it's kind of whack. I mean, it's not cool, but it's an animal. It makes sense. Creighton Blue Jays. Virginia Tech is the Hokies. What the fuck is a Hokie?
I have no idea.
Apparently, their mascot is a Hokie bird. But you know, college mascots aren't usually the same thing.
No.
Where's okay, it's Houston Cougars, Charleston Cougars, Wright State Raiders. I think Raiders is just
just a term for like bandits, basically.
No, I think Raiders is just like a safety name for teams.
Probably.
Like if you can't think of anything to actually be, you just we'll just be the Raiders.
Texas Tech, ain't they the Raiders too?
I think they're the Red Raiders.
Still a Raider.
I think they're Red Raiders or something like that.
Mascot is Yosemite Sam or some shit like that.
Got the Buffalo Bill. They have the Buffalo Bulls. Murray State Racers. What the fuck is that supposed to be? UCLA Bruins. What the hell is a Bruin?
That is something to do Irish, I think.
It is a bear, especially in children's fables.
So
they're
Goldilocks and the Three Bears, basically.
So they're the UCLA Bears. That's what I'm calling your team from now on.
Bruins.
St. Bonaventure Bonnies.
What the fuck is a Bonnie?
Texas A&M Aggies. Kansas Jayhawks. Tennessee Volunteers. I think that's an Andrew Jackson thing.
The Volunteers. Nigga, that's what your fucking scholarship is, a volunteer scholarship.
I kind of want to look up that one.
If it has anything to do with Andrew Jackson, he can go fuck himself.
Okay, the name comes from the nickname of Tennessee, the Volunteer State.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm just gonna let that. Ohio State is the Buckeyes. Apparently, it's just a giant nut. That's what that Buckeye, the stupid face logo is. It's a nut. There's 2 teams that are Wolfpack. Seton Hall is the Pirates. Rhode Island Rams. Montana Grizzlies. I'm only halfway through this. I will speed through it. Purdue Boilermakers. That's fucking stupid.
What the fuck is a Boilermaker?
This is their mascot. It's like a dude with a hard hat and a hammer.
Why are college mascots so creepy?
Texas Longhorns.
Why are they all real people?
You know it's college, so they got to think of some Longhorns, Razorbacks, which is a boar.
Yeah,
but
that's a boar.
I don't respect Arkansas, and I'm using air quotes. It's fucking Arkansas. I don't respect your team name or your state. Cal State Fullerton Titans. That's fucking stupid.
That's a long ass name.
It says the thing says elephants are awesome, so I guess their mascot is an elephant.
Elephants are awesome.
That's what this article would ever say. Alabama Crimson Tide. That's fucking stupid.
It's about a period.
No, it's about how they drowned slaves. and how they murdered slaves in water and like just threw them in the river.
The way you look, I don't know if you're being serious or not.
Florida State Seminoles.
That's after
that's a Native American tribe that they probably kicked out of the state. Butler Bulldogs, Iona Gales.
That's a bird. Nightingale.
Gael. It's a Gaelic speaking person.
No, I don't think that's it.
Let's see.
I think it's after the nightingale, which is a bird or a flower. I can't remember.
Wikipedia. Iona College is a 4-year Catholic school. Let's see, Gales. I spelled it wrong. Okay, nickname Gales. Let's see where this came from. I can't find where the name comes from. Their mascot is just called Killian. Okay, so your name is fucking stupid. Fuck you, Iona. South Dakota State Jackrabbits. Florida Gators. That's a little too on the nose.
That is perfect.
That's so on the nose.
That's the perfect team name.
And then Michigan Wolverines.
It's right up there with the Miami Hurricanes.
West Virginia Mountaineers. Their mascot is a dude that is dressed like Davy Crockett. That's their mascot.
Is he like actual Davy? Is it a real dude or?
Look at this.
That's their mascot. I hope he gets paid for that shit.
No, mascots don't get paid.
Let's get some kind.
He's just cosplaying. Oklahoma Sooners. What is a Sooner? Isn't that a ship? I don't care. Yeah. Virginia Cavaliers. That's why y'all niggas got eliminated in the first round by a 16th seed. Xavier Musketeers. About the same. Texas Tech is the Red Raiders, like I said. New Mexico State Aggies. North Carolina Tar Heels. I still don't understand how they came up with Tar Heels, unless that's like a Native American thing.
It sounds racist. I think it doesn't have to do with a horse.
Well, their mascot is a ram. It's a ram with like the twisted things.
Maybe a ram then.
I wonder like this. Let's see if that name comes up.
Damn, UNIC got dusted. I looked up Tar Heels and it pulled up just more.
It's just called the Tar Heel State. The nickname Tar Heels is a nickname used to refer to individuals from the state of North Carolina, the Tar Heel State.
The term Tar Heel dates back to North Carolina's early history when the state was a leading producer of supplies for the naval industry. Oh, let me see if I can click on the link. That's okay. See, that seems kind of racist still. Workers who distilled turpentine from the sticky sap of pine trees and burned pine barrels to produce tar and pitch often went barefoot during hot summer months and undoubtedly collected tar on their heels. To call someone a rosin heel or a tar heel was to imply that they worked in a lowly trade.
So it's an insult.
It's an insult. Oh my god!
All right.
These people go to a college and are named after an insult.
Well, North Carolina.
I told you it sounded racist.
But UNC is like going to like Texas Southern, U of H. Like it's like the college of the state. It's like if you're from there, that's one of the places you can go.
During the Civil War, North Carolina soldiers flipped the meaning of the term and turned epithet into an accolade. They called themselves Tar Heels as an expression of state pride. Others adopted the term, and North Carolina became widely known as the Tar Heel State. So basically, they had nigger, and was like, we're going to change that to nigger, and now it's a term of endearment between people. Even though technically it's still a slur.
Still an insult. Miami Hurricanes, y'all niggas bopping. High Hurricane first. UNC Greensboro Spartans. I think every team
that's a long ass name.
I think every team that's the Spartans is whack. Once you actually learn what the Spartans did.
Like
Like, you know, the movie 300, that's basically whitewash.
really?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to explain that shit to me. How's it whitewash?
So basically, the way that they depicted like the Persians on the movie 300 is basically whitewashing. They made them seem like perverts and like twisted,
but it was
mutated
really the
people.
Spartans.
No, it was that like because like the king of Persia is like whatever. Most of the places they had in their empire like chose to be with Persia, and then he would let whatever like social structure they had basically stay as long as people paid taxes. So as long as you paid taxes, you were a Persian citizen. You weren't like they didn't have like slaves that wide, and like whatever religion or whatever culture that was in your country originally, he let you practice. And then the Spartans were like basically warmongers, and then like the Athenians were trying to help them in the war, and then the Spartans were like, "Oh, we're tired of fighting this. Y'all fight them," and it just left everybody else hanging. And then after that, like the Spartans would always like wage war against Athens and stuff. And then like the Spartans had like a slave law, so like every landowner was like you had to own slaves, and you had to like beat them mercilessly and shit. Look up helmet history for Spartans from Crack.
Fuck?
Yeah, the movie 300 is full on whitewash propaganda.
They basically said all the brown people were evil.
Yeah,
because they want to take the land of the Spartans.
Like Xerxes was like this giant dude. Like in the 300 sequel, they had King Darius in it, and he's basically like a warmonger, and he gets killed with an arrow. He just gets killed he just gets killed so unceremoniously in the movie.
Wow, white people, bruh.
I'm telling you. So everything I see that Spartans is whack.
Wow.
Duke is the Blue Devils, whack. Arizona State is the Sun Devils, whack. TCU's the Horned Frogs.
Whack.
I mean, it's uncool. It's not whack.
No, that's whack.
It's uncool. Marshall is the Thundering Herd. That's a cool version of saying a bunch of bison. That's even though
you're not even saying you're just saying a herd. You can be a herd of anything.
No, the Thundering Herd in their logo is the bison.
Oh, okay.
San Diego State is the Aztecs. I feel like that's racist.
Oh, so Aztecs is racist, but not like Chiefs and Seminoles.
Chiefs is just a title. Aztecs is a specific group of people whom you basically brought disease of, who white people brought disease upon and stole their land. You know, niggas died from the common cold. UMBC are the Retrievers. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
And they were a 16 seed that upset a 1 seed.
I'm not fine with that. The Retrievers, like the Golden Retrievers.
Yeah.
You named your team after.
Well, not the golden. A retriever is just a dog, and golden is just like that specific breed.
No.
They're basically dogs.
Basically, the dog off.
You're gonna laugh at this one. Wichita State Shockers. That's like being the Chargers, and this is their mascot.
What the fuck is that? Yo, what is that? What is that supposed to be? Bro, what is that supposed to be? Somebody puts that on every game and goes and jumps around. That looks like some shit off of Bobby's World. Remember that show, Bobby's World? Like some early Nickelodeon cartoon. And that's the antagonist, bro.
I don't remember that.
We got one nigga.
Let me see if Wikipedia.
Mario dog.
Wikipedia. This is what the logo looks like.
Bro, what the hell is... Bro, just they don't deserve to win. Did they lose? I hope they lost.
I think so.
They don't deserve to win.
Okay, so the name is the Shockers. The nickname reflects the university's heritage. Early students at what was then Fairmont College earned money by shocking or harvesting wheat in nearby fields. So shocking was basically how you took down wheat, and their character is basically like a stack of wheat that's wrapped up.
That's what that is?
I guess so.
That is whack as shit.
I remember how like the story, what's that story from about? Isn't that Jacob? The boy who had many coats?
Yes,
the coat of many colors. So basically, I'm gonna say Jacob. I don't care if I'm wrong. I can't memorize every story in the Bible and be right every single time. So he was like the youngest son of his dad, who had like 12 sons, and so for whatever reason, his parents showed him more favoritism than his other brothers.
Yeah.
And so, like, he had like the coat of many colors where everybody else had regular clothes, and his parents gave him like a rainbow coat. And then he would like, God kept coming to him in dreams and tell him, basically like alluding to his future, that like they would all, like, one of his dreams was that they all gathered wheat, or it was either like wheat or hay or something, and they all put their stacks together, but like all their stacks would lean over and bow down to his. And then he had a dream of like, damn, now I'm forgetting it. He had another dream. Basically he was saying that they would all eventually like bow down and
worship him.
Not worship, but like give reverence to him. Basically that he would be above them, and his older brothers would get irritated at this. So then they decided that they were going to get rid of him. So at first they put him in a pit. Like they were herders, and they were like, oh, go out there and like herd the sheep. And then he falls in a pit, and they were going to kill him. They were like, oh, let's just kill him and then tell dad that he got killed. And then one of his brothers had a conscience, in air quotes, and they're like, oh, we'll sell him into slavery to Egypt. And then he goes to Egypt and he's a slave, and then he's able to interpret the Pharaoh's dreams to say, oh, they were going to have 7 years of feast and then 7 years of famines. And then the Pharaoh like made him royalty. And then during the famine, his brothers came to Egypt to like try to buy like food and stuff, and they didn't recognize him. And then he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna pretend to have like have them taken away or whatever. And they were all scared. He's like, oh, it's me. And they were all like, they had told the dad that he was dead, so like dad came, they brought the dad. That's going on a tangent, but basically that's kind of the same thing. It's like you gather the wheat and it stands up because you have to like bundle it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's what their mascot's supposed to be.
No. Still no.
Stephen F. Austin, Lumberjacks.
Practical.
Basically, no. It's kind of like Vikings, but lamer, because it's basically just a white person with a long beard.
Okay.
Yeah, Wack. And then the Radford Highlanders.
Like the Warriors.
No, it's basically the same as Lumberjacks. All right, well, that is the Space City Brothers podcast of us making fun or hating on your stupid ass mascot.
Because most of them are stupid as fuck.
Yeah, your stupid ass mascot if you're the San Antonio Spurs or the Cleveland Browns.
Dallas Mavericks. San Francisco 49ers.
Follow us on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Google Play.
Cleveland Cavaliers.
And Google Play
Utah
Store.
Jazz.
Contribute to our Patreon. If you want more podcasts like this, or if you want a whole different podcast that's superior to this one, holler at us. You can email us at spacecitybrothers@gmail.com or on our Twitter.
The Shockers.
Send us, give us ideas to talk about. You want to hear something?
We out.
Nigga, all facts. Look how I run it up. Look how I run it up. Look how I'm coming up. I wish you was one of us. See how that money come? Paper cut fingers from counting that money up. Praying emojis. The blessings keep coming. I know I can't have enough. Never on E. Took off on haters. There's no need to gas me up. I'm patting my lead. I'm too far ahead and there's no way you catching up.